Hey there, Joy of the World friends and family. This is Joy of the World, here to take an intuitive peek into the energies going on around you. Friends and subscribers, welcome back. And if you're new to this channel, click that subscribe, ring the bell. They'll notify you anytime I post new videos. And for those of you who've given donations into the channel, thank you from the bottom of my heart. We have a new drag that may be showing up here, especially during this month, but I think it could go all along. In case you recognize some of these characters, you will see them showing up through the next few weeks and maybe even the next few months. Hurricane Sally rode through, if you wondered where I was, if you're back tuning in. And if this is your first time here, these are energy sessions geared towards helping you power up and to lean into more of who you are for your impossible dreams to come true, because when we come together, we're better. And wherever to agree, it happens here on earth. So let's line up to what is you desire and what you dream. We're going to look into the energies going on and to bring a little magic into your Monday or your whatever day that you are tuning in. These are timeless reads, and they're geared just like pieces in a puzzle box. They're not labeled number 1, number 2, number 3, or else they wouldn't be puzzles, right? Each of us is a unique dynamic creation, and it comes as it comes. So we're going to ride that wave and see what we have going on here. So if you guys want to start with a pearl, I call these my pearls. Can you see why, right? We're going to get a pearl of wisdom here for our Joy to the World family. Well, if you aren't ready to talk, then I don't know what. Okay. Ooh, 46, the thinking man. We're talking about some perfect 10. It's actually talking a bit about perfect teamwork going on here. Like some foundational principles, some coming into some understanding, some deeper knowing of how things operate in your world and the way you move and navigate life. There's some introspection that has been going on and a lot of clarity coming forward and speaking back to you. You're honing and tuning into your spirit more. Maybe it's even making more sense. Male or female, whoever this is, and especially you men, I do look forward to bringing you more manly talks that we have coming on in to speak in the vernacular, the masculine. But here you're definitely getting mindset about you, getting a lot of clarity, knowing who you are and what you're not, knowing what you enjoy and what you do not. So that's being able to separate the wheat from the chaff. Both components are important, just like in artistry, the negative space and the positive space. But for you, it's important to be able to know who you are and what you're about, okay? So there's some alignment going on in here. Now I know my pitmen, they keep lighting up. They're like, zzz, zzz, Joy, come on. And I'm like, okay, let's get in this cosmic world. Can you see that? Look at that. Look at that. Let's turn your world upside down, my friends. Okay, well then that's exactly what I'll do. And let's take a look at what we have here for the Joy of the World Collective to see what's going on in our energies. What are you bringing in for us? All right, Pitman, you said you wanted to talk. Bring out your magic, baby. Okay, so you want 3 cards. All right, let's see. Did y'all see that? 1, 2, okay. Huh. Interesting. There's a game going on. There's a game like Twister, like Twister. Well, Twister has 4 colors, and that's like the 4 elements, the 4 states of matter. So we're finding out what matters here. And for a lot of you, love has been under some pressure. Love has been under some distress and some distortion. I almost can't even touch them before I start showing them to you, because there's some talk that needs to go on here. There's been like fractures and storms and ancient history kind of going on, like history repeats itself type of thing, that maybe your life feels like it's an extension playing out of what went on in your parents' life or your grandparents' life. You're feeling like generational curses, or that this is what we're relegated to, or you know, that sickness and disease comes in our family line. Whatever those things are, you're needing a fresh new perspective, a fresh clean start, a clear head, a clear mind, to be able to escape this perpetual death that is going on. And this is untimely death, unwarranted death. So death in of itself, I don't really perceive when I'm in people's energy that is what they're afraid of. It's that untimely, that's that unwarranted, it's that ghoulish woo that's following you and chasing you down, interrupting and invading and pervading and all that. Well, that's not death. Death has no need. Death has its own space. Death has its own moment in time. It has a natural rhythm just like life does. But you can see the storms and the chaos stirring up here, trying to force its way in to your mindset and your perspective, and I don't like it. I'm feeling very defensive, like protective of you, protective of your pure heart, of the true vibration of who you are, and the return to this. Because to me, the 7 is the return of your energy, your true energy, like the boomerang effect of yourself. Like stand where you are, and you don't have to go to extensive lengths or to get out of your way to try and to go out of your way to even try and cause it to occur, but to launch it from where you're at and to allow it to make its full navigation in the dog leg kickback Uranus retrograde. Okay, and Mars. Okay, so we're in this phase now. What you need to know, if you didn't watch, it doesn't matter, they're timeless, right? But go back a week from whatever the date this one shows. If this shows 1 week, go back to 2 weeks ago. And a lot of the teachings that week in energy sessions had to do with Pluto and Mars showing up, because they want us to know they're not this ghoulish, deathly, like horrible planets. They're here, they've got our back, they're here to assist us, especially during this time of transition from earth to air, 200 years, and all the squares and the tight aspects that are going on that could seem rocky or chaotic. It's actually, for you, friend, it's bringing a termination point, a defining line to this chaos, and it's saying, not my world, not my life. You are taking the power of your permission to better yourself, and that doesn't mean who you are needs to be better. The conditions surrounding you, the understandings in the mind. Remember this clarity that's showing up here for you, that you're having this introspection, this understanding of who you are and who you are not. This is who you are not. Just because that's where you came from, you're a spirit being, your soul, mind, and body. Your body is what? That's one facet, 1/4, right? It's actually 1/3, but then the spirit animates, and the spirit has the power to overrule and transform it all. So what are you moving in? What are you focusing in? And what are you moving on? And here, you're wanting the clarity. You're wanting to operate in truth. You're wanting to operate in joy. And that is your intention of your heart. So that's the spirit that you're operating in. Thank you, friend. More power to you. Yes and amen. And now I see that there's like some... So as you can see here, let me slide it further down this way. Okay, so let's see what's going on. So here's that storm card, right? And so this is sort of laying here almost like beneath the surface, like the horizon line, the soil, right? And that this is trying to erupt through. So this is kind of a seed going on. This is 4 of clubs. Matrix and a mindset. And the best I can tell you is don't be attracted to the goings on down beneath, because some of what I'm picking up at this particular time on this card is, you know, when we're younger, we say, well, so-and-so can, and so-and-so did, and so-and-so is. And it seems attractive when we're younger because the energy seems to be drawing and pulling there that we want to go to. We want to find out what it's all about because everybody seems to be thrilled about it or excited about it. But here, you're the blip, you're the energy moving around, and you see you have this opportunity to come down, to phase out, and who knows where this goes, or to loop down and to make your way back up and out. Don't be fooled into these other areas where you fall into what all these people seem to be enjoying, because it's a lot of disjointedness, a lot of brokenness, tag teaming, that sort of thing, struggle, offset, ugly discourse. It's just, it's a mouth of destruction. It's hunger, and not like a motivating hunger, like a something passion that motivates you and draws you forward. This is a consumptive one. So that's what's beneath the surface. So let's find out what this defining point is between the two. And it's almost like this would just be the mirror reflection of that. Like, this is what it looks like in the sky. This is what it looks like under the ground. And so to me, that mindset of believing that you're always cursed, that cursed in love, doesn't work out for you, things are hard, things are challenging, things are difficult. Nuh-uh. This is the sky that you live in, friend. This is your energy. That's the clear heart that's you. But this is like the poverty, the dissatisfaction. Like, it's even beyond that, because dissatisfaction is something that's already occurred. It's like not willing to be satisfied, unsatisfied. Okay, so let's see what's going on between the two, the delineation. Okay, so delineation is the 3 of hearts. But I hear 2 of hearts. This is what you're seeing inside here. This is what you're seeing. There it is. This is what you're seeing. You're seeing possibility. And remember how over here I talked about this is your heart, right? So this is you pure and clean, not distorted, not distressed, not diseased. This is you, okay? And this is you aiming for it and coming into this energy of see these divine partnerships. One is your love relationship and one is a great friendship. And it doesn't mean just one great friend. There's many, but to understand the different boats, the different relationships, connections, bonds that people can have, you're aware of it and you're moving towards it, okay? At least in and of yourself, but you're not so sure. So there's a bit of something going on here. I want to get a credit card on this. We're going to move the mess out of the way. Let's move it underneath here. And I'm going to align you there, over here. So tell me about this Three of Hearts for the Magic Monday. Enjoy the world. Something about a fine-tooth comb. It's kind of like it's saying comb your hair, and I thought that's quite weird. Y'all could tell. A comb would get stuck in my hair. But it's like when we comb through, we take a second look, and we go back through to see how it is that we really view life. So when you look in here and you begin to perceive, and it starts to come to you, then you take a closer look. That's what you're talking about over here. Take a closer look. Okay? So let me stop and do that. Naturally supportive, sweet and nourishing, not just heavy on the sweet. It has to do with divine union, red and white magic. So having come to a place where there's been the blood, sweat, and tears, the hopes, dreams, and fears, all of it coming together in its beautiful pattern in the way it was supposed to, that what seemed discordant or seemed like there's a lot of dis going on. It's like talking about disjuncture, and I'm like, okay, enough with the dis, y'all. Enough with that. But then that awakens your lower chakras, and it begins to awaken you because you're like, wait, I have the power to possess myself. I have the power to change this. It's like, no, you just have the power to move past this. To know that that's where you came from, but that's not who you are. That's not your own identity. And so to clarify that Three of Hearts, we have coming in, which way is up? Which way is up? And you're telling me that it's the way that defies logic. So if it's the way that defies logic, forward. Because that's the same way the Three of Hearts came in, same way the which way is up is coming in. It defies logic. So the way out of this mess is simply like the card is showing, even the little death monger, which is actually you going, I'm going to make it through. You're just moving forward. Keep moving, friend. All right. Well, apparently that's a bunch of background noise going on there. So that's a little backstory. I don't know about all that, but let's go on in here and let's see what's up with today. So just keep moving forward, friend. You've got this. You're amazing. You're beautiful and you're divine. You're worthy of love. You're worthy of healthy friendship. You're worthy of clarity and good health. You're worthy of being unique and divine and moving forward, not getting caught in the trappings that everybody else does and all that drama and that dissatisfaction and those type of energies. So now we're stepping into who we are, right? Joy to the world, family. Let's see what we have for us. Give us a little message about this week. I felt you. Okay, let's see if it's three. I don't know why they're wanting to talk in threes today. So let's get one more. So I'll warn you, and not like warning. Stop setting up roadblocks for yourself, because it's almost like put this there and then block it, Joy. And I was like, no, I don't want to keep doing that. But the dividing line and the divining line, what is your line that you're drawing? Because remember, that's what you were doing here. You're drawing that line and you're like, that's going to stay in the past. I'm moving forward. I know which way is up. For me to level up is to move on, to move forward, because moving into better quality isn't always this way. Sometimes it's moving on, driving through the dust cloud and coming out the other side into the clarity. So what we have here is the Nine of Candles, the Judgment, and the Ten of Presents. So moving from utter exhaustion, having been utterly exhausted, trying to be the something, trying to connect, to please, to prove. Sorry, I had to sigh, y'all. That's kind of how you feel. It's like you're done. You're just literally, the chin is dropping. And it's like, why? Why am I doing this? Why am I trying to measure up? Why do I even have to be there? Why am I fighting this? And you're like, that's right. That's right. Remember, you can move forward and you can move on. You can do it today, because for you, in order for your energy to return, doesn't mean going backwards, going up, going down, working all these other ways to bring it back. Just stay where you are and cast it forward. And then begin to move in that distance. There's only one here that's facing you. It's the little one. Don't despise small beginnings, friend. Great things come from these, okay? So start where you're at. Appreciate who you are right now. Begin to pay attention to yourself and be aware of yourself and the little signs and clues that you are feeding to you. The hopefulness, the inspiration, the connection. It's strange, the energy that's moving around me, y'all. I can't imagine what you're facing right now. It's like a hot, deafening, like penetrating type pressure going on, and it's I could say it's disorienting. It's not. It's trying to distract in order to disorient, and that begins to mess with 20. 22. Your judgment. It is 20. Yeah, so the perfect 10 coming in to be, it's talking about overruling and taking over the power of your decision, the power of your control, the power of the pen, of knowing what it is that you possess. You possess the rights to yourself. You possess the authenticity. Like, if you were to sign a check, only your signature is valid according to that name, right? So no matter who you are, where you came from, all this other energy that was going on here, no one has the rights to forge who you are. You own that right. You own that right to forge the magic of your heart, to weave together the eccentricities of what you've been through, and to find a pattern in it, to find a rhythm, to gain the understanding of who you are and how you operate. Okay? So let's see what is crossing this, and just know now y'all are stepping up into the frontal lobe. You're like, oh, it's like, but the interesting thing is all this pressure and resistance I can feel is you. It's you resisting yourself. It's as if, well, that is what this energy is that without strife, without struggle, without, deserving or earning, you can't have it. And so it's creating this sensitized pressure, this resistance. And so you're going ahead of yourself to resist yourself. That's interesting. Don't do that. Let it off. Breathe the fresh, clean air. Let the lungs lift and lower. Let the clouds part. Let the peace come towards your mind. Let this profusion of celebration come on in. I mean, talk about happy day. Look at that. Your snake's so tame and humble. Look at those packages under your tree. Celebrate how you celebrate. Celebrate what brings you joy, what brings you life. It's the little things that matter to you, friend. It's those little things. It's not all this other getting locked down in power struggles and discussions and all that sort of thing. Nobody else defines who you are. You're now at the state that you define your name. You decide what you'll tolerate and what you won't. You decide what you're made of and what you're worthy of and what belongs in your world and whom. So, yeah, so there's still, even in the midst of this beauty and this greatness going on, there's still a little bit of an assault on your mind, kind of old mindsets coming in, trying to tell you that, well, what'd you do to deserve that? What'd you do to earn that? Well, I don't know how you should ever get anything like that. So whether you have backbiters in your close family, I don't know. Or whether it's that was long ago, but those things still swim around like cobwebs in your brain sometime. It's a little annoying, I must tell you. So I can only imagine how it annoys you. But the thing is you're tolerating it because you didn't know you don't have to. You don't have to. Dismiss those bats. Clean out the belfry, baby. You'll be like, no, you can't ring my bell back. Get on out of here. I ring my own bell. I'll program the bell to ring. I'll set the alarm to make the bell to ring, but I don't need you bats. Get on out here. You just remind me of trouble. Okay. Talk about a Klingon. All right. So, the little things. And what is that? Day and night. For some of you, that's enjoying the sunrise and the sunset. Or else it's going out enjoying the moon, gazing at the stars. It's realizing that you become what you spend time with. You become whatever matters to you and what you devote yourself to. And that's not like religion or service or ritual or things like that. Those are practices, but this is just simply more, what do you avail yourself to? What do you subject yourself to? And you're like, that's a whole different story, Joy. And I'm like, ooh, what you subjecting yourself to? Trying to measure up, people trying to say things about you, letting your identity be defined by others. Talk about some light breaking through. We are breaking through to the other side because this fog and this whatever that has been caught around you, this chaos, hails to the no. We putting that on down right now. It's trying to still sweep on in here. But you don't have to resist any longer. So along with this judgment we have coming in 51 to the moon and back. To the mind. To the window. To the wall. That's kind of what we got going on here. But it's about writing in the high priestess of what all you've seen, but still kind of staying on the fence, uncommitted, undecided. But it's like you get on board. It's strange because over here you showed a whole different story. Okay? When you know, you go. If you know better, do better. You know better, do better. All right. I'm going to step into the Mary L because they always tell the truth. If we know better, do better. No. Let's see what just happened here. There's a bit of merry making, mess making going on. And what we got is the Three of Wands. And so this talks about once bitten, twice shy. But the thing is you're allowing that jaundice, that it's like a physical cellular memory to impact the well-being of your health. Something about almost like, well, I don't need to look too happy because then they might come get me. Then they might just bring me down a notch. Then this stuff might come find me again. And then I have to go through it all over again. So I'll stay small. And not because, don't despise small beginnings. You're like, no, I'll just stay down here because all the bickering goes on up there. I'm just going to stay over here and stay in my lane so that nobody else gets pissed and that we can all just go along and get along. Well, that's a peacekeeper. Friend, that's not a peacemaker, and that's not actually peace. Because if we have to sacrifice who we are and we have to begin to pretend who we're not and do all these other things in order to satisfy or placate another, that's not true satisfaction. That is this. That is definitely the devourer. It's the disdain. It's this yucky muck stuff going on in here. It's like, it's not a black hole, but it's the hole. It's a sucker. A soul sucker. A soul sucker. You know it rhymes with that. So we just gotta, Come on, runes. Come talk to us about this. Get us out from the soul sucker. That we're happy, not despising these small beginnings, coming on forward, that we can shine in our true healing, that we don't have to shrink back and look like we're only enjoying it so much for fear that someone's going to take what we have. Okay, thank you. Reconciliation, regeneration, and So remember that second look that we were talking about up here, so revisit yourself. Revisit, revise, restore. It's like taking a little quiet time to amp up your energy. So it could seem contradictory, like slow it down to speed up. Take a rest in order to be productive. It's that type of a is what you've got going on here, but it's some divine intelligence. And you're like, ooh, now she's smiling and she's looking at me. She's like, yes, Lord. She's lighting up. She's like, Joyce, those little things, right? Just taking that little time out, that little moment of reflection. It's the little things that add up. And over a period of a few weeks or a few months, you are miles further along than you would be devoting a whole day to this here and there every week. It's in those moments, okay? The manifestations in the moments is what you're talking about. Manifestation the moments. So we're going to get you a moon oracle to head on out of here on your Magic Monday. The manifestations in the moments, y'all. So whatever this, I don't know, what rhymes with truckery type energy going on around you, we're just dispelling that. We're pushing that out. We're moving that out. We're not getting trapped in that anymore. This devourer that keeps trying to suck and supersede you to draw you back over and over and over again, almost like a pimp does somehow, or a dealer or whoever, they keep you trapped into that cycle. We're breaking that cycle right now. We're just cutting it right on down and through. And matter of fact, you're already protected, because in this Three of Wands, it's already protected. It's already blocked off without blocking your vision. You simply need to befriend the asp. Okay, befriend this thing that you've witnessed, that you've seen, that you once experienced, and not allow it to continue to recall to your mind. Instead, look directly. Instead of looking up, rolling your eyes, wondering, will you ever escape? Of course you will. And here we have 9. We have assessing, first quarter moon. And you're talking about take a good long look. Take a good long look. The fantasy world's up ahead, the land of inspiration, the divine magic, the magic kingdom, the keys to your kingdom, and your like soul song. You're also talking about your soul savior coming in here. Your soul savior and your soul saver. The organ of life. You're talking about your ears. You're talking about your ears. So some of you, for a period of time, change some of the music you're listening to. Maybe it's not that bad, but you've been in a rut for a while, and so your music got in a rut. Switch it up. Switch it back to something that's always fun, that'll help you get the chores done, that could pick you up when you were down low. You know, step aside from some of the melancholy, or some of the wrath, or some of the frustration, or some of the angst, or whatever, and step into some of the fun, some of the flirty, some of the upbeat, some of the progressive type music, even some otherworldly music that helps you transcend beyond where you are at this moment. So I hope this helps, friends. That was some challenging energy to move through. So if you're in that, I'm wishing you the best and believing for this energy to come forward and to break through, to know that you have the power to be healthy and whole, and to live it to the full, to rejoice in it, and to celebrate it every day. I love seeing you celebrate, rejoicing. Make sure you leave comments down below so I can know what's going on the other side of this camera. Celebrate with you. I love you. This is Joy. Talk soon. Bye.